Good morning, fellas. How are we doing today? Happy, beautiful Wednesday. Today's a pretty chill day for the most part. I had my little to-do list, written up, ready to go. I got a nice Pokeyen stack to collect on the GTL that I'll keep secret for now. I'll show you guys in a quick sec. And oh my goodness, is that a factor sub? Did someone actually factor sub? Thank you to the 3 wonderful, beautiful, handsome, talented, gorgeous, amazing, one of a million, one in a billion. Thank you guys for the factor subs. I appreciate it. I love Jill days. Me too, man. It's one of those days, okay? Today's mostly going to be a pretty chill day, okay? We found the strategies, It's day 16 out of 30 of making 20 million Pokeyen from 0, right? In 30 days as a returning player to prepare for the Halloween event and just event season in general. I'm going to go catch this alpha. I was planning to do a few things, but I've gotten distracted because there's an alpha Pikachu spawn, which I want to go pick up and grab really quick. So we're going to do that first and foremost, and then we'll sell off everything I have in my inventory, some fossils, as well as collect a bunch of Pokeyen. And today's going to be a consistent day, fellas. I've spent the last... I can't find this alpha. I've spent the last... 16 days discovering strategies, learning things. We've learned about frisk thieving. We've learned about selling our data for extra passive Pokeyen. We've learned about trainer reruns in a certain way and practiced them more than I expected. Like, we've learned about... Now I know the methods. I know the strategies. I understand the consistent ways to make Pokeyen, especially given the current market where people are saving their yen for event season. Today, the main strategy is going to be collecting our yen, fossil farming data for an hour, and then doing a trainer rerun into a gym rerun. Some of it may get skimped if I'm pretty tired today, but we'll see what happens. I'll try. We'll get through as much as possible. Probably all of it, but we'll see. I'm ready to just jump into today and make as much Pokeyen as possible. Thank you, Dart, for the sub, and good morning to everybody playing Pokemon. Hopefully you're having fun. Hopefully you're grinding, and hopefully you're excited for the Halloween event around the corner. Dude, it's wild to me. People are under talking about it. I talk about it a lot, but like, we get server queues for something as simple as an alpha Pikachu, right? That's crazy, right? We used to 4 or 6 months ago only get server queues when it was alpha Dragonite, alpha Ditto. Like, we would get small server queues for like the big alphas. The game has grown so much. Now we're getting server queues for any shitty alpha. Even like alpha Miltank, there's server queues, which is like a 5k average Pokemon, right? It's wild. It's crazy. I think the growth is pretty apparent with the amount of server queues we're getting. Plus, I'm pretty sure they just recently updated servers and added more, right? Like, that's pretty nuts. All right, that took a lot of timer balls, and I almost died many times. But we finally caught the Pikachu. It had a light ball. Okay, Adamant. Wait, was this the best Pikachu ever? I mean, this is quite good. This is actually really good. It's only missing... Okay, wow. 3 times 31, Adamant, attack and speed. Okay, this was so worth the catch. 3 times 31, 1 times 30, just missing HP. Yeah, that's actually a sick Pikachu. It might be cooking. Yeah, that's actually... Okay, whew. We're going to list this off before I have a bunch of yen to collect as well that I'm keeping a little secret. It's not... I'm kind of overkilling. It's not that much, but this was... Yeah, this is actually... Oh, man. I'm going to put like 20 plus here, I guess, for now. This is a crazy catch. Fairy, Alpha, cheapest price... Okay, Chansey is not. We'll hide female only species. 140k at least. That's probably the price. It's probably for 140k. It is a Pikachu, so if I want to sell it as that, I could arguably. Like this Pikachu, Adamant, similar thing or whatever, is 300k. I might go more because this could. It needs to be bred for the HP. I might go 200k on this. This might take a bit to sell at this price. I think it's fair if someone wants it as a Pikachu comp. It's one breed away. No, maybe that's too much. Nah, it's not worth it. I lied. Yeah, I lied. I'll do 150. 150 will sell infinitely faster. It's 50k less Pokeyen, which is significant, but we'll list that for that. So that's so much cheaper. Okay. Boom, bam. There we go. Look at all my dead Pokemon on my party from struggling to catch that Pikachu. Okay, Alpha Pikachu caught. Pokeyen, look at this. Like, this is like 300k, 160. This is so much yen, boys. So much yen. We're gonna go ahead and collect all this. Boom, boom, boom. Please put it... 10 mil. 10 mil, boys. Woo! That is the first time I've been over 10 mil cash, dude. That is so sick. And not only the over 10 mil, boys, the data. the data. How sick is this? 150k as well. Boom. It's beautiful. I'm a big fan of selling my data, boys. I'm into it. Selling my data for Pokeyen. It's just extra passive yen on an, plus the Pikachu sold on an already good money-making method. I'm going to do a guide probably today or very, very soon on selling your data, because it's amazing passive Pokeyen that if you want to put in the extra effort while fossil farming, I would literally recommend to everybody. Like, it's so good. It's actually that good. Okay, so cleanup and Pokeyen collected. The question is, do I actually want to fossil farm today? If I do fossil farm, I'll be doing it for 1 hour max. And then into trainer rerun and gym rerun. Do I have the energy becomes the question. Oh my goodness, dude. Okay, I can mail this back to you if you want, because I will not be claiming this mail until the challenge is actually over. I obviously can't take donations for part of the challenge. Streamer privilege, what? This is the definition of streamer privilege. Just 10 mil just gifted to me for the sake of, I appreciate it, dude. I always tell people, keep your Pokeyen. I want you to make your own Pokeyen and keep it and use for your own gameplay, because it'll cause you to enjoy the game. And yet the challenge is not complete. Hey, he actually meant to send that to me. Oh, I'll make sure to send it over to you, Spidget. That's so nice. It's very generous. You don't have to do this. I always say I'd rather my viewers keep their Pokeyen so that they can play the game and have fun. And I want as many people playing this great game as possible. But that is super generous. Wow, dude. Anyways, let's get back to, I'm going to do 1 hour of fossil farming today. And I'm also going to do a tutorial, a guide finally on how to actually do it. So if you're looking for that, there should be one on my channel. So many people have been asking me about it, rightfully so. I've been talking about it for the last 2 days or so, and I need to make a concrete guide. So let's go ahead and make that guide. All right, we are now in the middle of our loop for 1 hour while also keeping track of data for rock smashing. I went ahead and made the intro to that guide, which will hopefully help a lot of people. It's really cool when communal projects like this get the attention they deserve. I think it's so amazing that Shimmerunner is paying people for this kind of data, like purely out of the goodness of his heart and out of his own pocket, just to essentially collect data for the community. It's a really, really cool thing, and it should be, I don't know, glazed a little bit, appreciated a bit, I guess. This is a great question. Would you be happy with a shiny Graveler? I really would be. I don't have a single shiny Graveler, Geodude, or Golem. I actually love the way shiny Graveler looks. That like orange, I think it's a beautiful color. So I'd be really happy with shiny Graveler, honestly. That's a great question. Best soup take, or what's the worst soup? Soup is tough, man. I really like a creamy style soup, like a chicken pot pie soup. We had like a gnocchi potato-ish soup yesterday. That was extremely good. I really like stuff like that. I like split pea soup, even though it's kind of fucked up. I don't know if this counts. If this counts, it's a stew. I think beef stew is the best hot dish. I don't know if that's true, but I really like beef stew. I think beef stew is like my number one. I don't know if that counts as a soup, but like some sort of creamy chicken pot pie. Is jambalaya a soup? How complicated is this? There's a lot of flexibility here. Something like chicken pot pie soup or beef stew is my top. Any Chinese soup dish. I am a monstrous egg drop soup fan. I don't know. It's simple. I don't usually like simple dishes, but I love egg drop soup. It's so egg drop soup when I'm sick, especially in the fall or winter times. I know when egg drop soup is phenomenal. This is a decently quick question I can sum up. Someone asked, do we think PokeMMO will ever add Black and White 2 content? I did a video on this a while ago because it has been talked about by the devs. I don't think, this is my personal opinion, based on what they've said as well, you can go watch that video for full context and details. I don't think that they're going to add the Black and White 2 region. I know it's slightly different from Unova, but I don't know. People always say, oh, you don't really know Patrouski, which I understand. I haven't played the game, so I'm out of my depth a little bit, so I want to qualify that. I haven't played the games, but from my understanding, it seems too similar to Black and White, even though it is different to add. They have talked about adding the Black and White 2 engine as a basis moving forward for things like Gen 6 Plus, but I don't know if they would add just the region itself. I think it doesn't make any sense to have 2 Univas. It would be like if they added the Heart Gold Soul Silver Kanto region, which they didn't, right? They didn't want 2 Kantos in the game. It seemed a little redundant, right? It also hurts balancing a bit with gym reruns and such. It would really enable a lot of funny things hilariously, right? So I don't think we'll see Black and White 2 as a region or much Black and White 2 content, but we might see it as an engine, right? Pat, will you be streaming the catch events? Yes, I plan to try to stream every single catch event during the 8-week catch event competition possible. It's a great question. So I will be streaming 6 days a week for the next 8 weeks, I think. I might take certain Fridays off, we'll see, but the catch events happen on Saturday and Sunday, so I will be live whichever days those are on. Great question. So you could kind of hang out with the community, hang out with the stream, see what other people are scoring, the other points, and just kind of see the vibe. This might be obvious, but do people know that there's a smiley face on Dusknoir's back? Like, the spiral, like... Is this... Everybody might know this except for me. In the front is like a little jack-o'-lantern type face. I don't know if I've ever noticed this. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I'm just the least observant person possible. There's like a spooky face here and like a cute little dazed smiley face here. Never noticed that. Alrighty, fellas, our hour of data is done. It's time to leave the cave. We're going to head on over to our trainer rerun next because that takes a little bit more brain power, and we'll end. I like ending on the... We could go shiny check the Lapras Swarm for fun. I like ending on the gym rerun because it's the most brain dead thing. And I can just kind of talk to chat to answer questions after I put in the most mental effort in doing other activities. So I kind of like that. You know what? Let's go see if we can check out this Lapras Swarm just for fun. For a little, a little shiny check on a rare shiny, and then I'll head over and start my my trainer rerun over in Unova first. Just kidding, I didn't do trainer battles for a storyline run, so I'm actually a giant noob and trolling as a content creator. God damn nabbit fuck. Do you even keep items from trainers when thieving? We learned. Now you do. I thieved a Mystic Water with my Bayonet, but I did not keep it. So there's your test, fellas. I missed the Lapras Swarm because of the trainer. We're cooked, and I'm tilted. Oh, this is kind of cool. We don't see this very often in game. This guy, David Ladd M, has the... Oh, now he's gone. God damn it. But he has the hockey mask. The hockey mask was an untradeable limited vanity that you could get from the pumpkin boss, which is coming up with the Halloween event. So if you want an untradeable limited vanity for this year, it won't be that mask. It won't be the hockey mask, but I think one year, for example, it was the Paladin's Shield. This was exclusive to Halloween 2022. So like, if you wanted to do like a Link cosplay, I guess like you would probably want this. And if you didn't defeat the pumpkin in 2022, you maybe can't do that now. So like, make sure to always defeat the boss at least once every year on easy difficulty to get those untradeable vanities to prepare for the future. Okay, I'm about to do my trainer rerun, but someone mentioned that you should actually be able to level a Smeargle from like level 1 to level 100, I think, within maybe from level 40 or so, whatever. I'm gonna buy the cheapest. Should I buy one with good IVs that I level? I probably should, right? But essentially I can buy a cheap Smeargle and then level it up to 100 within a couple gym reruns, and I probably should do that for the profit. So what's the cheapest level 100 Smeargle? Let's see. Like 100k. So if I level, should I level Meowth instead maybe then? Would that be better? That becomes the next question. Should I really be a Smeargle? I feel like it maybe should be Meowth. But I have to EV train the Meowth. This Smeargle is solid. 20k for relaxed nature, 20 plus in attack and speed. I'll pick that up. It's not amazing, but 20k is just so cheap. I should be able to sell that for more. It's already EV trained, which is a huge reason why I bought it. So, I mean, someone literally EV trained this and then sold it for 50k, or 20k, sorry, which is so cheap. An EV trained mod for 20k is so cheap. The problem is where do I put this in my party, actually? I want to bring the Cottony if possible for the gym rerun fights, or for the Morrimoto and Cynthia. We'll slot it in maybe over Typhlosion. Nah, probably over Krook, I guess. Krook can be strong, but I don't know if it's enough. I think these other mons will be stronger. Maybe Typhlosion, I guess, but let's go set up for a Morrimoto fight and put an XP share on this Smeargle. Someone said, is Red Reaper Hood really that rare? That's a good question. You know, are these old vanities from years ago really that rare? Red Reaper Hood was a 2018 exclusive vanity for PokeMMO. So it was only released during 2018, which at this point was 6 years ago. And I think what's really, really crucial to mention about 2018 was that it was a pretty dead year for PokeMMO. It was right before, it was like in the middle of Unova came out in 2017. That's, you know, a year bit later. So people were kind of weaning off. People were kind of bored. There wasn't a whole lot to do. There wasn't much happening in the community. Sinnoh came out in 2019 and it didn't really revive that much. 2018 was a pretty boring year. There wasn't that many people playing, especially if you're, dude, especially if you've only seen PokeMMO over the past 3 or 4 years. The player base was much slimmer back in 2018, much slimmer, by our guesstimations, of course. But so less players played, less players got them, less players brought them into the game. There were less sealed product available. It was also 6 years ago. It was a limited time thing. There's tons of reasons people weren't happy with the game. There's tons of reasons why vanities like this get super expensive. It's also now, so like now it's a very desired vanity. It's very cool looking. It's around Halloween. Now there's a massive player base that has high demand for this vanity. There wasn't many players playing at the time. Plus there wasn't good faith and trust with the devs. So it makes sense why something like that gets so expensive. It's really just, you know, boring basic supply and demand. There's not that much supply. Demand is very high. Very cool vanity. Yeah. All right, but I believe it is trainer rerun time, so I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I'm gonna start over here at Morrimoto. I really like starting my runs with Morrimoto, and I talked to the wrong guy. I really like starting my runs with Morrimoto and Cynthia. If you aren't familiar, Cynthia's only at her house in Undella Bay, to be fair, like half the year in game, half the time in PokeMMO. So I'm gonna go ahead and start against him. I'm gonna go ahead and just set up a Tailwind against this Tauros. This Tauros might be Choice Scarf. We'll actually keep an eye out for something like Life Orb or something like that on this attack. I really like leading these fights with Cottonee because it just gives us information usually. If we're assuming that this thing is Choice Scarf, I don't think it'd be Focus Sash, but just in case. Either way, I can bring in Cloyster here. It should be Banded. Cloyster is the main Pokemon that I use for trainer reruns in general, but it's also very good against these fights. These fights can be tough. Now, it's bringing in Vaporeon, so I'm hardcore going to switch out probably over to Zapdos. Zapdos is my new addition to this run, mostly for Morrimoto and Cynthia, and it's insane. I've been saying for a while, I literally cannot believe how powerful Zapdos is against these fights. Against Cynthia and Morrimoto, these fights used to be really hard. I feel like I used to beat these fights like 50% of the time, which is not good. Most players, good players, probably beat them 80 to 90%, but now, as a not that good player, now I probably beat them like 90% of the time just because of Zapdos. That's how good Zapdos is. That's how important powerful legendaries disrupting things like PVM and PvE are in the game. It's important to talk about, but I think it's pretty crazy. So there's the trio coming in. I'm gonna go for the EQ, hit him down to his Focus Sash. This should be a pretty easy fight now. It's pretty much won a lot because of Zapdos there. Zapdos, Garchomp, Cloyster takes out most of this fight. I will see you guys over at Cynthia. All right, on to Cynthia next. Yeah, someone said imagine if you had Rain up for... Yeah, I'm not even setting Rain. I'm literally just like spamming, like, Discharge. 80 BP is enough damage. Imagine if I actually like led with a Pelipper and set up Rain. That would be even crazier. This will be a good Tailwind into switch over to Cloyster, go for Icicle Spear. Because if this is a Focus Sash Garchomp, Spear will still break through it. So it does seem to be Life Orb though, which, you know, this is still fine. I'd always go this here. Go ahead and go for Icicle Spear, see what the next switch. Usually they bring in some sort of switch to counter, like a grass type special attacker. Empoleon tanks Cloyster pretty well. I think it is worth to switch here. I think I just go once again Zapdos. This Zapdos, it literally is the key here. It's actually so crazy. It's so good. It's so good, dude. Oh, it's so busted. Lead Pelipper and set up Tailwind, and Zapdos might legit sweep. Yeah, like, yeah, if you actually like want to just brainlessly sweep this no matter what, that might just about do it with Hurricane spam as well or whatever. The Hurricane, like 100% accuracy. I'm going to switch here against the Gastrodon, probably over to probably an Ice Beam. I don't know, Cloyster, I guess. Cloyster, Garchomp, Zapdos. That trio is really just obliterating these guys. Yep, Ice Beam does 21%, exactly. I can Icicle Spear for neutral, which will kill. Yep, beautiful, perfect. Oh, also, dude, look at that. Look how fast that was. There's our Rock Smash data, 75k as well. Thank you so much, Shamo. That's awesome. What a cool project. Okay, that's really funny. Now, I don't know anything. I know there's some... I stay out of celebrity drama, so I don't know anything about this, so I don't mean to be insensitive. But if you try to type... That's really funny. If you try to type Diddy in PokeMMO, it says, sorry, the requested message could not be delivered. Please review the rules at pokemmo.com/code of conduct. That's really funny. That's kind of... That's really funny. The more you know. This would be a quick, an extra food take of the rare double food take stream. But I fell in love with this kind of sausage, dude. I bought it once 'cause it was on clearance, and now whenever it's on sale, I try to pick it up. It's a very sweet sausage, so if you don't like sweet sausage, you may not enjoy this, but it's very sweet. I really enjoy like sweet, savory stuff and whatever. This is awesome. Roger Wood, the original lumberjack sausage. It's like in like the deli-ish section, like kind of like that's what like your bacons and stuff usually. I'm a fan. I really enjoy it. I don't know what else to say besides it's good sausage. Check it out. If you like sausage, like sweet sausage especially, I love this stuff. It's awesome. This is legitimately a great question. That like if you asked me this question 2 years ago, my answer would have been so different. You said, do you think they'll drop raids on Halloween? My honest answer is I don't know. It's actually possible, but I don't know, right? We just really don't know. If you asked me this question 2 years ago, I would have said, oh no, definitely not. Historically, the devs haven't like piled on content during events. They kind of like to stagger things out, etc., etc. They kind of broke that rule. Over the past 2 years or so, they released alphas during the 10-year anniversary event. They released legendary Pokemon during Johto's release. They released what else? They released raids. They released raids beta test during the Lunar New Year event. Like now, all of a sudden, they're using events to like beta test and introduce new content, which they've never done before. So like historically, I would have always said like, oh no, of course not. They don't want to like stack content on top of each other. That's out the window. Now they just like dump content on us whenever they're ready, which is kind of crazy, but it's exciting for sure. All right, there is the trainer rerun finished, leaving me with 10.8 million. And I'm about to go just immediately jump into my gym rerun now. And by the time I'm done my gym rerun, boys, we'll be over 11 mil cash. I actually feel like selling my data while doing fossil farming has been the catalyst of me gaining way more Pokeyen per day than I previously was. Like I was going for, because what I would do was, so like previously, right? If I played Pokemon for 3 hours in a day, right? I would do a gym rerun, which is 300k, and then I would do a trainer rerun for 200k, and maybe like 220-ish, and then I would do like payday pickup farming for like 100 to 120k. Like that was about, so if I spent 3 hours playing, it'd be like 620k, right? That was and I need to make about 666k on average or so to make 20 mil within 30 days. However, if I do a gym rerun, right? And if I do a trainer rerun making 220k because I do the Morrimoto and Cynthia strat now, and then I do fossil farming on top for an hour of data, well, now it's 280k per hour. Now I make 800k for 3 hours. And that only exponentially gets crazier. So that's 3 hours of gameplay. Let's say I play for the maximum that I set, which is 6 hours a day. So let's say I do 300k for the gym rerun, 220k for the one trainer rerun, and then I do 3 hours of payday pickup, which is, let's say it's 120k per hour. So let's say 120, 240, 360. So 360. So previously, if I put the maximum amount of hours I allowed myself for this challenge, I'd make around 880k Pokeyen a day, right? Now, if I do gym rerun, once again, plus trainer rerun, once again, and then do 3 hours of 280k. What's 280k? Times 3, do 3 hours of this, that's 840 alone. So 3 hours, that's how important, that's wild. 3 hours of fossil farming for data literally makes, so it's 840 versus 880, makes almost the same amount of Pokeyen as, for 3 hours, as 6 of the other stuff. So we would do 840 plus 520. Well, now I can make 1.3 mil in one day playing 6 hours versus 880k. That's massive differences. Also, I almost didn't even realize, but collecting that yen from the fossil sold put me up to 10,999. So I'm literally almost at 11 mil. Do I have any hard stones I can sell? If I have any hard stones on me, I could go ahead and quickly make that. Let's see. Show me a hard stone. Come on. Perfect. 11 mil, boys. 11 mil achieved for the first time in this series. Let's go do our gym rerun now. We did 11 mil in 16 days, guys. In 16 days. That's crazy. That's amazing. Let's go start the gym rerun. I'm going to be leveling this Smeargle as well while doing the gym rerun, so we have some extra Pokeyen we're pulling in via that, but it might make certain things like Blaine a little bit. I'm going to just skip Blaine, honestly. might make that a little bit harder. So let's just jump into it. Good luck, fellas, and let's see how much Pokeyen we can end up with starting at 11 mil here. This is a cool question. How is Magnezone OU? It's a good question. Magnezone is OU for a couple of reasons. Number one, it's like just the best Pokemon to counter other steel types, things like Skarmory, things like Scizor, with Magnet Pull. Magnet Pull is an extremely strong ability. Magnezone also just has a pretty damn good typing, being electric and steel. It resists a lot of things, but it's 4 times weak to earth, like ground. But being able to Magnet Pull some of the biggest threats in OU historically, things like Skarmory, things like Scizor, really makes it that good. Hidden Power Fire. So a well-used Magnezone can switch into a Scizor, Magnet Pull, trap it into combat, and then Hidden Power Fire, and then one-shot the Scizor, taking it off out of the game, which is a really, really big deal, right? So it can just wipe out certain things. Magnezone also just has like really, really high special attack, like 135, right? 130 base special attack, 115 defense, which is very solid, plus 70 HP. Like pretty bulky. It's actually like quite 90 special defense. 60 speed is its biggest limiter, right? But it can spam Volt Switch. It can Choice Scarf. Usually it's Choice Scarf, right? Also, I really like Magnezone's hidden ability. I think that there's something really, now I don't know if it's good, but there's something so fun about Choice Specs, modest, full 252 special attack, 252 speed or HP, analytic Volt Switch Magnezone. Like that would do so much damage while also like chipping your opponent, getting out. The only problem is they would just switch in Garchomp and then have there's immunities to the Volt Switch. You would go like Flash Cannon. How much damage would Flash Cannon analytic modest Magnezone do to a Garchomp? That becomes like the question or whatever. Maybe you would go HP Ice specifically for those switch-ins. There's something very funny there that I'm not good enough at PvP to try, but I would love to see someone like Spidget do something like an analytic Magnezone in OU. Is the 20 million yen you try to earn for the event season for vanity/investments in goodie bags, or for the team building for the hard boss, etc.? Pretty much anything. The point of the challenge is just to show people that you can make 20 million Pokeyen from scratch as a returning player. You probably could from scratch as well, but it would require a lot more hours. But from zero as a returning player, I think it's a very common position. I think a lot of people play PokeMMO seasonally, so I think it's really important to show people, hey, this is what it might look like if you want to come back to the game and you know, make some Pokeyen, and give them like a blueprint essentially. Yeah, speaking of the to-do list, we can go ahead and knock off these things. We did our fossil farming, our trainer run. The last thing is the gym run for today, fellas. We're on the last big thing I wanted to do today, which is awesome. Alrighty, fellas, my amulet coin is coming to a close. 50 seconds. I'm honestly too tired to even care about it. I had a great stream today. Really fun. Did not expect to stream for this long. 4 hours and 22 minutes. Hopefully you guys enjoyed every second of it, or at least 51% of the seconds of it. Like the stream if you enjoyed it. Dislike if you did not. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube for daily PokeMMO videos. I think every single game deserves a daily creator creating energy, hype, entertaining, informative, helpful content for people every day who love that game and can absorb themselves into that hobby. So subscribe on YouTube, follow on Twitch if you want to see streams Monday through Friday. Discord's down below if you're interested in that. If you want to go above and beyond and support the channel, YouTube memberships, Twitch Primes, Twitch subs, and PayPal/Venmo donations are an amazing way to do that. If you really want to be Giga Chad and cool and get yourself some amazing food while also supporting the stream or the channel in general in the best way possible, Factor, the link is in the description. It gets you amazing food shipped straight to your place. With the price that you can get, 50% off with my code. There's really no going wrong in trying it. It's just cheaper. It's like cheaper than or equal to groceries at that point. It's so cheap. But hopefully you guys, it's a great way to support the stream as well. So hopefully you enjoy it. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Play PokeMMO. Have fun. And I will see you guys later. Peace, Reno. Hey, what's up? Patrouski here, and I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching until the very end of the video. That means the world to me, and if your name is listed here, that means you went above and beyond and supported the channel financially, which allows me to even be here and have the time to do this. So thank you so very much.